You want to know what really seems to terrify a liberal? A black conservative, especially a black conservative speaking his or her mind. The most recent example began when hip-hop superstar Kanye West tweeted on Saturday, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." Who's Candace Owens? Well, she's a popular conservative commentator. And that set off liberal Twitter, with comedian Tom Arnold tweeting something so profane, even he ended up deleting it. A comedian deleting something from Twitter because it's obscene? Well, that's when you know things have gotten totally out of hand. Let's discuss the perils for black conservatives speaking their minds with Fox News contributor Kevin Jackson in Phoenix and former Hillary Clinton campaign staffer Michael Starr Hopkins in New York. Great to see both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you, Michael. I watched the Candace Owens speech, and I think we don't have time to play all of it, but she basically was given a talk on a college campus where she said, think for yourself. You're not a victim. Don't act like a victim. You can do whatever you want. You have two hands, you have 2 feet, you have your eyes, you have your mind, you have your independence. You're not owned by any political party. That was basically her message. And Kanye sends a tweet, I like what she's saying. He was strafed all over by Hollywood, the entertainment industry, and more. Why is that the right reaction to intellectual, ideological diversity?
Well, let me start with Kanye, and then I can talk about Candace Owens. Kanye West, the reason that people are laughing at Kanye is because of the intellectual dishonesty here. On one hand, when Kanye West said that George W. Bush didn't care about black people, conservatives were in an outrage. Now that Kanye West says that he loves Trump, now he's conservatives' love child. I think that's the first problem. But when it comes to Candace, let me talk about a different issue with Candace. My issue with Candace is that she wants to rewrite history. She wants to ignore the history that got us to where we are today and walk all over the civil rights icons that allow her now to be able to say the things that she does.
She wants to walk all over it? What are you talking about? She wants to walk all over civil rights icons?
Absolutely. By saying that African Americans are whining, by saying that Black Lives Matter activists.
She's not saying everybody. She's saying, and she was very upbeat. I thought she was really positive. I don't know her at all, by the way.
I've seen multiple clips of Candace, and I'm not talking about just the Black Lives Matter speech, but things that she said on Hannity tonight, things I've heard her say before. I mean, let's be frank.
The left says all sorts of horrifically hateful things about people 24/7. Right. A black conservative gets up and says, think for yourself. And she might as well be Hitler. I mean, honestly, what people are saying about her.
But I also get to criticize her, and I think that what she's doing is being disrespectful.
Hey, Laura, I'd like to jump in here.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I'd like to jump in here. First of all, I'm proud that you were able to find somebody that wants to come and argue that black people should be monolithic and all think the same. And how dare Kanye West actually stand up for Candace Owens today when he said something different about George Bush? George Bush was a very different person. Kanye West can have an opinion that differs over time, just like anybody else.
Okay, that's fair.
And standing up for Candace, who said nothing Candace said. By the way, the college campuses would never let me or Larry Elder or some of the people on. I'm shocked they let Candace on, because with all due respect to her, I would go teach those kids a lesson that they'd never forget. And
why? Nobody's scared of you just because you're a black Republican. I have friends and family that are black Republicans.
You are a perfect example. As you sit here and try to talk over me, you're a perfect example of a person who comes on here and says, it's what she says. Candace has an opinion that most blacks in America agree with, that we are individuals. We are not monolithic. We don't vote Democrat because people like you decide that's what we're about. Oh, Laura, here's an interesting thing. I'll come off this segment, and there will be more white people that will call me a race traitor, along with the cadre of blacks.
And I'll get off here and get called all kinds of racial slurs by Republicans.
Race traitor because I don't want to toe the line. Look, what Candace is exposing is the day of Democrats demagoguing the political spectrum and having black people go for this nonsense when it's gotten us nothing. Those days are over.
Then why can't Republicans?
Okay, hold on, Michael. I'll let you respond. I just want to play a soundbite. I mean, it is an amazing radio talk show guy, a radio host named Ebro, commenting on all this. And Michael, maybe you can respond. Let's watch.
Absolutely.
Multiple times through the conversation, he said, I just want to lead with love. I just want to be about love. And I said, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
Because the people you're aligning yourself with aren't leading with love. Kanye West, quote, I love Donald Trump.
Obama was right. You are a jack. And you showed it again this weekend.
Your reaction, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any disagreement with that. I mean, look, you can't say you want to lead with love. Because you can't say you want to lead with love and then have a president who says that African countries are a word I won't say on air, that when people are protesting, when white supremacists are protesting, that they're part of the good guys.
You're just talking point central.
Talking point central, how do you...
Have you been to Africa?
Let's be honest here.
I've been to 22 countries in Africa. My bet is you've never been to one of them.
Why can't Republicans break 10%?
Donald Trump was exactly right. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Donald Trump's going to get more of the black vote. And first of all, we're going to get it in 2018 and shock the daylights out of you. Then in 2020, he's going to get more of the black vote that's going to absolutely put this over the edge. 7%? Who cares?
No, he got 9% last time, which is better than Mitt Romney got.
Laura, let me tell you, the problem with guys like him is it doesn't matter. You know what's funny about this? The conversation this man is having right now is he's saying, I don't want black people to even consider voting for Donald Trump. You know what they'll also do? They'll say, I don't want black people to think Donald Trump's worth anything, and then they'll criticize him because he doesn't have black people on his cabinet.
I take Donald Trump I take Donald Trump at his word. Donald Trump, throughout his entire career, whether it be the Central Park Five, you can say it's nonsense, but you know everybody has a job to do, and I'm sure that
unemployment rate among African Americans, I believe, in history. More opportunity, more manufacturing. Take it away from race for a second. Take it away from race for a second, Michael, we have more economic opportunity coming into America today because of what he's done. That will do more to lift people out of poverty, give them opportunities than anyone. And you tell me that stopping illegal immigration, flooding the inner city with drugs and guns isn't going to help minorities?
This is a joke. You guys actually, with a straight face, believe that Donald Trump is good for black people and racial relations.
Yes.
Kevin, you honestly believe that?
Yes, he is.
As a black person, I will tell you that he is.
Because he's breaking the stranglehold that the Democrat Party has on certain minority voters.
Respect for black
and you take them for granted, and you know you do.
He uses black people.
You're afraid of him.
Black people are being used by Donald. People like you are being used by Donald Trump.
Guys, we're out of time.